I know the religion that I believe in. You have the Father, then you have me, then you have her, and so forth. So, whatever happens, good or bad, it begins and ends with me. So, if my children is fucked up, that's on me. If my children is great, that's on me. So everybody want to talk about these kids out here is messed up. It begins with the person that pulled the penis out. If your kids is horrible, that's your fault. If your kids is great, that's your fault. If you broke, that's your fault. If you rich, that's your fault. But everybody want to pass the buck along. And you know what? It's cool. You want to be a nationalist and everything like that. You got so much pride in your country. Cool. I got so much pride in my household. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. You got my back, I got yours. You don't have mine? Hey, it is what it is. Don't tread on me. You know what I'm saying? So people can spin it any kind of way they want to. You know what I'm saying? Because I got into a situation, didn't nobody have my back. Cool. You just showed me your hands. Now I'm gonna show you mine. I would sit and eat good and watch you starve. People fail to realize that. You know what I'm saying? You can't don't bite the hand that feeds you. I could be just as ruthless as anybody else walking this planet. I'm the nicest person in the world. I have your back all the time. But once you cross me, like a street, it's dangerous when you cross it. I'm just saying.
I agree. But I'll also say this, right? The only reason, back to the one narrative of the young man saying that, we don't know, because the reason I say he gets it from his mom, because hey, if he was raised by his mom and he's living with her, right, a divided household, yo, that's a lot of America's problems too. Not saying that other countries don't have single parent households, because they do. We're just, I would say, we're one of the one nations that actually rock that with a pride. We rock as a whole. We rock it. Oh yeah, I came from a single parent, like, single parent household, and I don't know. I think we think as a whole as a whole. Not saying that there are people, what you call it, but that's become so common, and I will say that it's kind of sad, because we make it a commonality, versus, which is wild, because it's like it took two people to make that child, but somehow we the people have allowed it to be, yeah, it took two people to raise this child, but we're just gonna put that child with the one parent. And then um I know we're going to get canceled for this. It's going to be a lot of controversy and backlash, but hey, it doesn't make the truth any less what it is. When they decided to award children to go with their mothers, and let me say this, and I'm talking about the men that want to be in their children's life, um, because there are a lot of men that want to be in their child's life, and they have difficult women. Yes, they made that choice, whatever. I'm not saying that, but for the men, and it's a lot more men that actually want to be in their child's life, hey, let them stay with the father. It's statistically been proven that the outcome is going to be a whole lot better for that child to be with their father than it is their mother. We my famous term, bleeding hearts. We became bleeding hearts, letting women have children, when that's the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Because let's keep it real, women are soft, women aren't tough. Women can try to be tough, but they're not. Okay. It takes a man to raise another man, a young boy to become a man, because there are things that women cannot understand, that goes on in the life of a young man. Okay. Because iron iron sharpens iron. Women are not iron. They're not. Men are iron. So
No,
now,
they're not.
no, who's not?
Not
Who's
all
not?
of them.
No, don't do that. Like we know,
No,
I'm
well,
not
I mean,
saying.
it is what it is.
I mean, but I'm saying, but like as a general rule, iron sharpens iron. Yes, you're always gonna have the never get rights, can't get rights, never do wells. We understand that. I understand that. But I'm saying, as a general principle and rule, iron sharpens iron. That's why you need men to train up young boys. Women cannot do it. Women cannot do it because they're not iron. Okay, they're just not. So when that happens, you have this distortion that we have. But if we just said, hey, because statistics have proven that single father homes are almost, almost, almost as good as a two-parent home. Single father homes produce less if the father if the man is right, the odds of that child, man, boy or girl, growing up doing something with their life and not being a degenerate, not going to jail, is significantly more less. It's less that they will go to jail and do all that versus being in a single home, a single mother home. We know this, right? But our government said, no, we're gonna give them to the mothers because they're bleeding hearts. A mother's love is nothing. A mother's love is nothing. Okay. And because a mother's love is tempered with coddling and compassion. A father's love is not. A father's love is discipline and correction. Okay. My father beat the brakes off me. And there were some beatings I got that I did not deserve. There were some I did, right? Um, hey, I turned out pretty good. A lot of my friends that also had fathers in the home, they turned out pretty good. Now, are there some people that still do have two-parent homes and still go wrong way? Sure, of course they are. But the odds of that versus the odds of what has happened, it's not that big. The gap is huge because it's like, yo, on average now, if they have shit parents or they just want to do wrong, fine. But a lot of times, yeah, that's just what that is. That's why you need men to train up these young boys. And if we the people would stop being so soft and always relying on the government and start taking our own power back in our hands, we can fix a lot of our issues. Because I agree with you. The government was made for us. It was made to have our backs. It was not necessarily intended to rule over us and make bad choices for us. It was to reinforce and help us out. So I agree with you. We got to fix our government, but it starts with fixing our people first because the people make up the government. So if we can get back some type of decorum, some type of um, responsibility and accountability, yeah, yeah, we can do it. We can fix it. We really could. Now, will we though? That's the
Hell
question.
no. That's the answer. No, no, we won't. We won't. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, show it is what it is at the end of the day. And I'm gonna say this because it's time to wrap this thing on up.
Hmm.
Uh, I believe the actual president, he's a fucking idiot, and he's fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you make slow changes. Cool. You that's like a frog. You put a frog in a pot of water and slowly turn the heat up. The frog adjusts to it and watch itself cook itself to death. But you put the water in and a frog in a boiling pot of water, they're gonna jump out. And Donald J, that's what the fuck you doing. You boiled a pot too hot too soon. So he trying to get everything he can to get through real quick. And he he don't ever want to leave office because he don't want to let go of the power. Power to people is a drug. So that's my last words on that. Any last words, brother?
You know, people gotta do their own research and let every man be persuaded in his own way. Besides that, shout out to the fam. Shout out to the working man. Shout out to our government, hoping that they get it together. And shit, just shout out to people just trying to make it through and live their life in a positive way and not trying to screw over the next
All right. All right. All right. My Lambo is blue. My president is orange. And I'm out. That's it. That's all.
man. Peace.